Good morning, Commissioners. This is the public hearing of June 17th, 2014. Chair Tierney.
Here.
Commissioner Bland.
Here.
Commissioner Chapin.
Here.
Commissioner Devonshire.
Here.
Commissioner Goldblum.
Here.
Commissioner Moore. Commissioner Perlmutter. Commissioner Washington.
Okay, Commissioners, item number 1 is an application for certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Queens, docket number 15-6903, Block 8016, Lot 24, 338 Bayview Avenue in the Douglaston Historic District, a Tudor Revival-style freestanding house with an attached garage designed by Walter Halliday and built in 1923. This is an application to construct dormer windows.
Good morning, Commissioners. Going to Douglaston this morning. This item before you is 338 Bayview. It's a building located right on the corner of Bayview Avenue and Douglas Road.
Oh, the mic,
The
yeah.
proposal is to install dormers at the roof of the front and rear facades, and also to replace skylights with new skylights in different locations. And the project architect, Kevin Wolf, is here to elaborate.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Wolf, the architect for this project. This is a house that was storm damaged by Hurricane Sandy, which triggered the project to both replace the roof and replace the skylights with dormers. This is the main facade that faces Douglas Road, as Reba was saying. This is the side of the house that faces Bayview Avenue. This is the rear of the house from Bayview. There's another house directly behind it. So this is the view that you see from the street. And this is the view from the interior of the lot, from a neighbor's backyard. I'm the neighbor that you see from the south looking northeast. The house is located, this is Douglas Road, this is Bayview, this is the driveway. This is a section through the attic. So these are the dormers that are added to replace 2 skylights. This skylight will be replaced in kind. And then at the back of the house, there is a shed dormer that will be added and 2 skylights to light the rooms that are up there.
Were there ever dormers here?
There were never dormers here, no. The space in the attic has always been finished space. And this is the dormer on the side facing Douglas Road, and this is the shed dormer at the rear from Bayview. And this is the opposite side, the south view, the same.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Questions about this, Marjorie?
Yeah, and just in terms of the proportions of the dormers, how did you arrive at the size of them and proportions and stuff?
We looked at this, oops, sorry. We looked at this, and in part, the detailing and the steeper slope of this are what influenced the shape of the dormers. And the windows on this house were changed, obviously, a while ago. So the double hungs and the casements that are used on the dormers are without divided lights.
Okay. Anybody else? Excuse me, Kevin. Testimony on this? Community Board 11 recommends approval. Discussion, please. Marjorie, thank you.
Yeah, I actually think that the addition of the dormers and replacement of the skylights with them is an improvement to how the roof is being handled. But the dormers on the side elevation just seem to be a little big. So I'm wondering whether they could be scaled down slightly. But other than that, I think that they're fine, and I'm okay with that little skylight in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some comments from the architects, but
I was deferring to Queens
but I-
first, that's why.
I do think in general that I think the dormers are appropriate and I like them. The only thing that I'm troubled by at all is that the north and south elevations, they look a little awkward from those elevations, but as far as the addition of the dormers, on the facades where you see them this straight on, they look fine to me. So,
Okay, Fred?
waiting for some more comments.
Okay, thanks.
Well, from this architect's eye, they look fine. The proportions are good. I think smaller would be strange, actually. And the fact that you use the center projecting dormer, I guess that would be called, as your point of reference, the same angle, et cetera, for the roof is, for me, the right thing to do. So I think it's fine the way it is.
I agree. I think that the front will look fine. I think that one usually doesn't see the dormers in elevation, and in perspective, they'll look perfectly normal. I think that one sees dormers on Tudor houses of this vintage very frequently. I think that the use of a shed dormer on the back versus gabled on the front is a bit peculiar, but since the back is so very unadorned, I think that it could be okay, even though it wouldn't have been my first
Michael?
choice.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
I'm trying to suss out here if there's a major dormer on the rear roof slope.
Shed.
Oh, is it?
The
Yeah.
proposed dormer is the shed.
Yeah. I was wondering if you couldn't flip that skylight and put it on the rear roof slope and accomplish the same thing. I'm okay with the dormers.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that, you're okay to approve this, Michael, but to look at that issue?
Yeah, could you work with staff
Yeah.
and see if you can accomplish the same lighting by moving that skylight over to the rear slope?
Is it in
We
the
actually
same-
did look at that, and the reason that that's difficult to accomplish is the height of this, where this hits, and the skylight doesn't leave us enough room
Okay,
to get it
gotcha.
in, which is what
Gotcha.
it ended
I
up
think it's
staying on the front.
All right, then I'm okay with it.
I think
Good,
so.
thank you. Then we'll close this hearing, please, with a motion and a second, Diana, for approval.
In the matter of certificate of appropriateness, Borough of Queens, 338 Bayview Avenue, Douglaston Historic District. Application is to construct dormer windows. I recommend approval, finding that the construction of the front and rear dormers at this modern asphalt roof will not damage, alter, or conceal any significant architectural features of the building or the historic district. The presence of the dormers will be in keeping with alterations historically found in houses of this type, style, and age, that the dormers will not encompass the entire width of the roof, and the historic pitch will be maintained on either side of the dormers, and that the design, details, proportions, placement, and materials of the new dormers will be in keeping with dormers on houses of this style, type, and age, and will be harmonious with the building's fenestration pattern.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It's approved, thank you.
Thank you very much.